The Sciolytix Sales Performance Predictor, or S2P2, is our award-winning predictive simulation for hiring salespeople. Through 3D avatar simulations and AI, S2P2 enables you to predict an applicant's likely quota attainment. This enables you to quickly prioritize candidates and better prepare your interviewers to make the best selections in the shortest possible time. This video shows you how S2P2 works in practice. We will show you how to set up candidates, what candidates see and do as they take the simulation, and finally, the output your hiring managers will see. Setting up candidates is quick and easy. You simply log in as an administrator, set up your job, and then add your candidate's email address. Candidates will receive an email with a unique link along with instructions for accessing the simulation. All messaging can be easily customized. When they click on the link in the email, they are taken to the system and answer some basic demographic questions. This helps us to ensure S2P2 remains EEOC compliant. Then, applicants begin the simulation. We've made the system simple and intuitive. They just click on the big orange Start Application button and they're off and running. They are then taken to a screen to select their voice. This is just one of the ways we've incorporated diversity, equity, and inclusion into the system. In the simulations, the candidate will speak to the customer, and we want to empower candidates to select the one they like best. We don't label the voice as male or female. The choice of voice has no impact on the simulation content or scoring. Candidates simply click to listen to the voices and then select the one they prefer. Now the candidate will meet Coach. Coach will guide the candidate through the simulation and show them what they will be doing. This ensures applicants can work their way through the simulations without any prior simulation experience. Coach will help them get comfortable with what they will be doing.
Hello and welcome to the sales environment. My name is Coach, and I'll be guiding you through your simulations today. You're about to play through several different sales calls. Each one should take only a few minutes to complete. Before each call, you'll be given some background information about your role, the people you'll be talking with, and the goal you'll be trying to accomplish. My virtual colleagues will be playing the roles of everyone you'll be speaking with. To interact with us, wait for us to stop talking, then choose one of the options that appear on your screen. Pick the option that best represents what you want to say. There's no time limit to make your choice, but don't overthink it. Just react the way you naturally would in each situation. To practice, here's your chance to interact with me. I'm going to stop talking, and you'll see 4 options for things you can say back to me. Choose whichever one you want.
So Coach is showing us how to use the system. Let's tell him that we are a little nervous about this.
I feel a little bit nervous about this simulation.
Well, you've got nothing to worry about. My colleagues and I are virtual avatars, so we don't get offended. You probably noticed that you didn't say exactly what was written in the box. The words in each box are an idea of what you'd like to say, not the exact words you'll speak. Don't worry if what you say to me doesn't exactly line up with what's in your head. Just pick the box that is closest to how you'd handle each situation. Why don't you try picking a different option just to make sure you've got this?
Once we're done with the simulation, it takes us back to our screen here. And again, we try to keep things very intuitive. The second simulation focuses on call planning. The candidate meets with his or her manager, Eric, and they plan the call. In the interest of time, we'll skip this and show you an actual customer interaction with the customer avatar, Liz. This is a discovery call.
Welcome back. Now that you've prepped for the call with Eric, you're ready to meet with Liz. Remember, she's planning to issue an RFP looking for consulting partners who can support her and Barry in revamping the sales training program. In this conversation, you're meeting with Liz to learn more about the project and discuss the RFP. Good luck.
Notice the product that you're selling here is sales training, and we chose that intentionally because we wanted a product that was realistic. We didn't want it to be widgets or some other kind of fantasy product. We also wanted it to be something that most B2B salespeople have some degree of familiarity with. They know what sales training is and what it involves. So we tried to pick a product that you don't really need a lot of training to understand the technical nuances, and the prep for each call should be sufficient for the purposes of the call you're doing. So let's meet Liz.
Barry asked me to meet with you about the RFP we are planning for our sales curriculum. How can I help you?
Let's start by acknowledging she's busy and cut to the chase.
I know you are really busy, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. But I think Jace would be an excellent partner for you and wanted to let you know that we are interested in bidding on your RFP.
That's certainly good to know. As you're aware, we have many training partners we work with, and there are other world-class organizations we'd like to get to know. We haven't yet decided whom to invite, but the RFP will be a good way to assess the bidder's ability to align with our evolving strategy.
As the candidate chooses responses at each decision point, we score them in the background on 13 different areas of sales performance. Some responses earn points in curiosity, others in persuasion, decision-making, negotiating, and so on. The candidate's responses show us what kind of salesperson they are and decide how the conversation is going to unfold. Let's ask Liz for more detail about the RFP.
That's interesting. Tell me more about how you will assess alignment with your strategy.
We are developing a scorecard to assess potential partners in critical areas like innovation, flexibility, and diversity.
The candidate's choices drive the conversation down one of 60,000 possible paths for each of the 5 simulations. Let's do one more decision point. What would you ask Liz next? We'll choose to ask her what programs she wants to include.
Thanks. What programs do you plan to include in the new curriculum?
It isn't really about picking courses. In fact, it's just the opposite. We want to move away from the whole notion of a prescribed curriculum to creating multiple ways for our employees to learn and multiple paths they can choose from. If we can't, we won't be able to retain them.
This should give you a good idea of how the candidate works their way through the simulations. Next, after this part, they come back to pitch a solution to Liz, then negotiate for a close, and finally, they talk to a junior member of their team to explain what it's like to sell into the C-suite. There are 5 parts in total. Keep in mind as they progress, we've already started learning about them as a salesperson, whether they want to be curious, whether they want to push for a close, problem-solving ability, and so on. As they go through the rest of the simulations, we learn more to calculate their predicted quota attainment score at the end. Once they are finished, their scores get posted to the applicant dashboard. The dashboard shows all of the candidates sorted in order of quota attainment scores. This enables you to quickly identify and prioritize the best candidates to interview, saving your managers time. You can also drill into each candidate to see how they scored on the 13 attributes we measure. This insight helps your hiring managers to see the candidate's strengths and weaknesses so they can focus on the interview to learn more about the candidate in these areas. Contact us today to see for yourself.